4278, and today I'll be doing a tutorial just showing you my go-to makeup. That's makeup that I do when I don't know what makeup look I want to wear with what outfit. A lot of questions asking what kind of makeup products you use and how do you do your makeup. So all of the goodies, all of that good stuff will be in this video. So you should comment, tell me if you like the video or not. You can like and you share and also subscribe. Okay, so the first thing that I use is the Philips Milk of Magnesia, and I just use it as a primer. I put a thin layer in my T-zone that includes the forehead, the cheeks, the nose, and the chin. This helps to keep my makeup matte throughout the day because I have very oily skin. Now you don't want to get the flavors such as mint or strawberry because your face will smell like mint or strawberry throughout the day. So just get the original flavor. Now, while I wait for this to dry, I move on to my eyebrows, and I just use a generic pencil brand called Air Woman, which is in a dark brown shade, and I use that pencil to just fill in my eyebrows. Now you want to ensure that the end parts of your brows are the darkest and the start of your brows are the lightest. Now to soften the harsh lines that I've drawn, I use my Spooglie to just feather them out. No box brows here. I'm sorry guys, I was listening to some music. To conceal the brows, I use my e.l.f. professional eyebrow brush, and it just has a slant tip to help you outline your eyebrows. I use the MAC Studio Finish concealer in the shade NC45 to conceal. I'm just showing you here how I outline the brows with the concealer, both underneath and the top of your eyebrows. Now after I outline, I always use my ring finger to blend out any harsh lines from the concealer. To make the brows even more natural looking, I add some of that concealer to the start of the eyebrows, and then I just blend it out. For me personally, I don't like the box brows or the harsh lines. Now moving on to my eyelids, I use the NYX pencil in the shade Milk and apply it with my tweezer. I know that's ghetto, but I apply it with my tweezer onto my eyelids, and then I use my ring finger to blend it out. Just like the face, your eyelids also need a primer. So this is just the primer that I use. Now I'm just blending that out, as I said, with my ring finger. And this primer, eyeshadow primer, just helps to make your eyeshadow have that pop, that pizzazz. Blend, 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 blend. That's a key rule of makeup, blending. Now that I look like a ghost, I bet. Now the next step is to apply my eyeshadows. I use this e.l.f. eyebrow C brush, and I'm gonna use my Wet n Wild Vanity palette, using this bronze shade from the palette right there, and just pat on the color onto my eyelids. For this eyeshadow, I find that it complements my skin tone perfectly. This nice bronze shade. And I just apply that all over my eyelid. Not to the crease, just to the eyelids. Using a patting motion. After I've completed that, I use this e.l.f. Professional Blending Eye Brush and the darkest shade of the palette, and I just work that into my crease. That's my crease color. What you want to do with this crease color is to apply it to the outer corner of your eye, then blend it to the inner corner using circular and sweeping motions. Now using the e.l.f. defining eye brush, which also has a slant shape, I use this color from the palette to highlight underneath my brows, just above that crease color. You want to ensure that this color and the crease color blends seamlessly. Using the small precision brush, I also apply that bronze shade that I use on my eyelids. I also apply that to my lower lash line. For me personally, I like to apply shadow here as well because I think it brings the look together. Look at that face. I think all people who do makeup make that face. I'm just using the same precision brush and that dark brown color to go halfway from the outer corners. Now, I love this pencil. It's called Bright Eyes, and I just use it instead of a black eyeliner to line my waterline. It's so beautiful. It's instead of, people normally use white. Instead of white, peach is best for darker skin tones, and this just brightens up your eyes. So if you have problems in the morning looking sleepy, this is the trick. Now I'm applying that gold shade into my tear ducts just to brighten my eyes as well. Next up, I'm going to use this Jordana Fabuliner to just line my upper lash line, and then I'm going to do a simple wingtip. I'm so in love with winging my liner because it makes my eyes appear more doll-like, if you know what I mean. Now when I'm using this liquid liner, I make sure that I go as close as possible to my lash line, just to ensure that there are no gaps. Now guys, a glitter eyeliner is also a must-have for dark skin tones. This is the bomb diggity. Now I just apply this to the top of where I applied my black eyeliner, just to give my eyes another pop. Then I'm gonna move on to mascara, and I use the Colossal Express, and I do about 2 coats on each lash. This is a Smashbox face primer, and I just apply that over the Milk of Magnesia with my ring finger. I've realized that this primer helps my foundation to go on a lot smoother. Now I use this MAC foundation, the Studio Finish, in the shade NC50, and I mix this with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Espresso. So I mix the two together to get my perfect shade because I'm in between shades. Now I use the e.l.f. brush, which is called the e.l.f. powder brush, and I just use that to stipple on my foundation after I have applied it with the LA Girl concealer brush. Now this is after I've mixed my foundation. I apply it to my T-zone. Now you want to apply your foundation to the inner part of your face, and then you blend it out. So you blend it to the outer parts of your face. I'll show you in my next clip. Alright, so I use the powder brush, which has the flat top, to stipple on the foundation at first, and then I just buff it into the skin around my eyes, into my hairline, around the corners of my mouth, and down onto my neck as well. Now the reason why I say apply your foundation to the center of your face, it's because it's easier to blend it outwards instead of putting the foundation near to the edges of your face and have problems with your foundation looking like a mask. Alright, so down to the neck, and we do this to ensure that your face blends seamlessly with your neck. Now moving on to the concealer. For concealing under my eyes, I use the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn, and I just use the brush from the concealer. I make this triangular shape under my eyes, then I proceed to blend it out with my ring finger. Now you want to use your ring finger to blend because it applies the least amount of pressure. So I blend the bridge of my nose, my forehead, under my eyes, my chin, as well as where I put the concealer on my cupid's bow. Now after I finish blending, then I use the blush brush, yes, the blush brush, to apply my Beyonce powder in Topaz, and that's just to set my concealer. Right, so that's the shade right there, and I use patting motions as well as sweeping motions to get the concealer powder on. Right. So all the areas that I applied the concealer, the LA Girl Fawn, I just applied the powder as well. Now moving on to contour, I use the angled foundation brush to just contour my nose, my jawline, and near to my hairline, my temples. Right. Now I use the Sleek Contour Kit, that brown shade there. It comes with a bronzer as well, but I do not use the bronzer. And yes, I know guys, this contour is so heavy for my nose. I don't know why I did that. Honestly, I don't know why. Alright, so if you want to know where to place your contour along your jawline, you just make a fish face like I just did, and just sweep the brush from your ear like halfway to your lips. Now to make my contour pop a little more, I just applied the same benite powder in Topaz underneath the contour and just blend that out. Alright, so finish with the contour. I use this brush, and it's called the Complexion brush from e.l.f. as well, and I use that to apply my blush, and this is the Sleek Blush by 3. It comes with a gorgeous orange shade, and I mix that with the coral shade. Now after I apply my blush, I also apply the bronzer, CoverGirl bronzer in Ebony Bronze, on top of my concealer, if I think it's a little bit too light. Alright, so I apply it all over, and then I use my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Dark Deep as an all over face setting powder. And this is true to its name. It's gorgeous, just like skin. And it just blends everything together. That's one thing I've noticed with this powder. So I would recommend anyone that loves makeup to get this finishing powder. Alright, and we go down to the neck as well. Now using this fan brush, I use this to highlight my cheekbones, the high points of my cheekbones, my nose, my cupid's bow, and my chin. Now the bronzer that I use is the MAC bronzer in Gold Deposit. Alright, so I apply it to the high points of my cheekbones right there. I apply it to the bridge of my nose, my forehead, my cupid's bow, and my chin. Then moving on to lashes. These are just some Chinese lashes. I don't remember where I got them. I use it with my Duo Lash Glue and some tweezers. Right? And before I apply the lashes, I just apply another coat of mascara. This now is how I apply the glue to the strip lash. Holding the lash in the center, I apply it directly as close as possible to my lash line. We don't want to see any gaps, else it's gonna look fake, right? So that's me pushing it down. Bam! Look at that, it's so beautiful, guys. Gorgeous. And it's because the glue is still drying, that's why that white thing is on my eyes. Now the LA Girl lip pencil in maroon, I use that as my lip color. First I outline my lips, and then I just fill them in. Gorgeous. Now I use the same gold shade for my Cupid's bow from the Vanity palette. And last, I use the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray just to get my makeup not looking so powdery. And we're finished, guys. That's it. I swear. I ain't thinking about